guys, it's Bebekko and I'm back again for another video, and today we will be doing like a get ready with me slash autism rant and ADHD sprinkled in that. I did do before get ready with me with ADHD, but that was before I got diagnosed with autism as well. So now I want to talk about my autism. I also have been very much fixated on my autism lately. I'll try to discuss what I'm doing with my makeup, besides the fact that I'm not actually doing anything. You're getting ready with me to go take Instagram pictures, so that's basically it. And I still don't know what skirt to wear. I don't know if I should wear this short like school skirt thing or the long skirt that I got in my runway haul. Which, update on this skirt, I think I mentioned, I don't know if I put it in the video actually, but that I can see you less in the black skirt. You could see my underwear. You can see your underwear in this one. So nude or pink underwears if you're gonna wear this one, or don't buy it at all because it is really see-through and I did not expect that. But either way, I don't know which skirt I'm gonna pick. So I'll think about that. In reality, I'm gonna make a spur in the moment decision when I'm done, or I'm just gonna let my best friend decide for me. So let's get started with my actual makeup. Might as well talk about how I got diagnosed. I basically saw TikTok, like my ADHD. I saw TikTok and was just like, huh. And this TikTok was this girl who had ADHD and autism, and I was just like, I did not know that could happen. So I was just like, huh, interesting. So then I started just like watching autism TikTok, and I was just like, oh, I relate to this a little too much. You know, when you're just like, you know, neurodivergent people, we're all kind of relate to each other in some way. We all kind of think a little bit similarly, and we have traits that are that we all share. So I was just like, maybe it's just that, but I kept watching TikTok videos, and I was just like, you know what, these are getting too much like me. And it was when I watched this one TikTok about this guy was talking about how he was stitching another TikTok of this girl being like, do you ever just feel bad for things like items like your curtains or something? And I was like, yeah, lol, sames. And then this guy was explaining what that was, and that it's a very much common autism trait. And I was just like, that's been my entire life, you know. Everything has feelings in my head. I apologize to everything, if not out loud, in my head. Like if I hit it or if I'm not using it or something like that. So I was just like, okay, yeah, no, this is a little too much. I need to go and research. At first I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna research. I don't think I actually have autism, you know. I'm just like putting thoughts in my head. I'm like, in my head I was just like, I'm gonna fake it if I really read into it, but I was like, I should read into it at least, you know, just awareness and stuff like that. And then I was reading into it, and it was just getting a little too accurate for my life. I was just like, oh, this is not going well for me, in a sense of like, I think I have this. Like, I think I have autism. So I decided to research more and then tell my therapist. And I told her that, hey, low-key have been looking into autism stuff because it's been relating to me. And then she was just like, oh, explain to me what you believe is you relate to. And she was just like, yeah, I see it. And she was just like, okay, I'll keep in mind. And then a couple of sessions later, she was like, yeah, you have it. Yeah. And so she was like, I'm diagnosing you with autism. And I was like, oh gosh. And I got diagnosed. I just reread like this diary I keep, and I got diagnosed a couple of days before July 3rd, because July 3rd I made an entry being like, hey, what's up, I have autism. And you know what, back then I wasn't as upbeat about it, and I was already like came to terms with my ADHD by that point. that I was just like, okay. But it was still like a grieving process of like, my whole identity is now changing. I'm now not just the girl. Again, I use girl loosely. I'm not the person just with like ADHD. My voice cracked. With ADHD, I have autism now. And a very autistic thing for me to do was very much reject the idea. I didn't want to change. I just changed. I just got diagnosed with ADHD, and now you're telling me to change again. So I had to slowly very much warm up to the idea and autism. And then now I'm just like, you know, I have autism. I think I'm going to do a yellow pink look today because there's yellow pink on that skirt. And also I'm wearing, you can't see because I'm wearing a Sailor Moon shirt. And when I think of Sailor Moon, I think of yellow because of her hair, pink and purple. Those are the colors I think. Which doesn't really make sense because she wears red and blue. But in my head, just the aesthetic of Sailor Moon is yellow and pink and purple. So I'm thinking I'll probably do like a yellow, pinky, purple look. I have an image in my head. Let's see if I can make it happen. So yeah, continuing with that. I was grieving mostly because I didn't know how to tell my family. Like, my family was pretty much just getting used to me having ADHD. Yeah, it was just like, you know, my mom was still telling me like, oh, I don't believe you have it. I think you're just lying to lie. I think you're trying to come up with excuses. Mostly, I think because she was in denial and rejecting it. And, you know, people, there's like this stigma that if your kid has something wrong with them, it's your fault. And I was pretty much trying to explain to my mom that, no, it's not your fault. That you couldn't do anything about it. The only way I wouldn't have ended up with ADHD and autism is if I wasn't born at all. So it wasn't your fault. My mom had me when she was 34, 35, and my dad was already like in his 40s, 42. So they were already older. When I was in the womb, just a young little lad in the womb, you know, growing and being me in the womb. You know how they do those tests to see if anything's like wrong with you, to see if you have like Down syndrome or like anything else or whatever. When my mom went to go do the checkups and do those tests, they were like, oh, she has a high chance of being born with Down syndrome. And my mom was like, oh, okay. And then this is the story that I was told. I don't know if it's the truth or not, but this is what I was told. But then my mom went again, and they were like, oh, your daughter will probably not be able to talk or walk. And my mom was like, oh, okay. I also caused my mom quite a few problems. I caused her to have to get out of work early because she was getting dizzy and she couldn't work, and she was just like, but I have to work, because at that point, like, my dad wasn't really helping out. Oh, I did use the yellow in this palette by Trixie Platin Gay. I used Queen Bee for the inner, and I'm gonna use probably, you know what, let's go with this palette and for the pink and purple, because I really like the pinks and purple in here, and the yellow. I like to mix in the yellow in here as well, but for my base. So what was I saying? So yeah, people think it's like your fault or whatever's, and so I had to explain to my mom that it was not her fault. And so it's all genetics. That's basically what I'm trying to say. It was all genetics, and that's what I'm trying to explain to my mom, that nothing is her fault of how she raised me. Yeah, she could have raised me a bit better and more accommodating to my needs instead of making me feel like I was the idiot. But it wasn't her fault for me coming out autistic with ADHD, you know? That's why I was in the grieving. I'm remembering. I'm wrapping it up. That's why I was grieving, because I didn't know how to explain to her now that she already was in denial that I had ADHD, but then I had to explain to her, oh, I have autism as well. But you know what? She was surprisingly like, that makes sense. This is just my base, ladies. And when I say ladies, I just want to, like, you know, decipher some of my things. When I say ladies, I mean everyone. I call everyone ladies. Everyone is a lady to me. But yeah, that was back in July of last year. Now we are in March of this year. And I was like, I want to connect further into my autism. And so I literally just had a session with my therapist. And I was basically telling her I was fixated on this stuff, and she was like, okay, talk about it. And she very much let me info dump about myself. But you know what, I'm still at it. I still want to talk about my autism, mostly so I can have like not proof, but like, so I don't forget about this is how I felt at this point in time. That's why I really do like my journal. Even though I don't write in it that much, I can go back. Sometimes I go back on that journal and I'm just like, ooh, I was really thinking that way, huh? Growth is a wonderful thing. In my diary, I talk a lot about the people that I would crush over and whatever's. I would write like paragraphs and paragraphs of why I like this person. Paragraphs and paragraphs on why I like a person, how they make me feel, why I'm like so obsessed over them. And I never knew why I would become so obsessed over someone that I liked. I was just like, doesn't everyone just become obsessed over the person they like? No. Not to the extent that I was, at least. You know, I would see girls at school or whoever like talk about, oh, I have a crush on them. Oh my god, they're so cute. And then the next week I would be like, oh, do you still like them? And they're like, yeah, I still like them, but you know, it's whatever's. And then the following week they'll be like, we're dating. And I'm just like, what? They're just like, yeah, we just started dating. We whatever's. I just like told them I didn't really care though if they wanted to date me or not. I just whatever's. And I'm over here like, girl, I obsess over them. I need to know everything that they're doing. I want to know everything that they're doing so I can like think of possible ways that I can help them. I need to know who they are as a person. I'm obsessing over them. And I'm just like thinking about them 24/7. And you're saying, forgot about them? Oh yeah, I do like them. What? That's how I knew I was not normal. But I didn't know what that was. Sometimes you just become obsessed with the person that you have feelings for because, you know, they're taking up your mind at that point. You're fixated on them. You are just, you know, that I still haven't dug too deep into. I just know that I do it. Like, as soon as I have feelings for someone, I write paragraphs and I like how I like them, little things that they do. Very stalkerish kind of things if you really think about it, but it's more because I'm very observant. I very much fall in love with people's habits, like cute little things that I think is cute little habits that they do, like how they laugh, how their face looks when they laugh, how they put something down. Little things, just how when they're talking about something, you can see them thinking and they raise an eyebrow. Just simple things like that. I fall in love with stuff like that. And, you know, I feel like a lot of people do too, right? Like, I'm not the only one. Like, yeah, I guess, like, I can be attracted to someone's looks. But I forget about that real quick. Like, real quick. I'm more of, like, if it is their looks, it's more about, like, how it meshes. Like, I do fall in love with people's, like, features. Sometimes, like, I fall in love with someone's nose because I don't really like my nose, but you know what? I'm getting to know her. Knows her. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna blend this out, okay? I blended it out. And I am... Oh, give me a second. I also added the purple and stuff. Now that we stopped that rant of just me discussing being a stalker, I don't know if I should make a separate video on this. Like, my last haul was based on the fact that I quit my job and I'm spending money that I don't have because because so I wanted to talk about why I quit my job. It was very much because of my autism. And I was treated differently. But I don't know if I should make an entire video on that. I feel like I should. You know what? I don't know if it'll be my next video, but hopefully soon I'll get the courage and like the urge to want to tell the whole story of how I quit my job and the reasons why, and like how people who are autistic, even though I didn't realize it at that point in time, that I was being discriminated against because I thought differently, because I was autistic, and just that's the same thing. I didn't know I was getting discriminated against. And I also didn't realize that in my last job, my bakery job that I had for 3 years, I basically had to quit for some reasons, not because I think differently, but a lot of reasons because at that point I just thought I had ADHD, and I think ADHD played a lot on why I had to quit that job, and autism played a lot why I had to quit my last job. So, and I was there for 6 months in my last job, and I was like a manager, and it was very much like they treated me differently. So I use Pinterest for my memes and my Tumblr posts and stuff like that, because you know what, it's just easy to use for me. It's very visual. It's very like oh, I downloaded this emotion and feeling wheel. There's like a tweet on it, but y'all, I don't know if you can see that, but y'all, if I recommend this, very much like helps me. I'm just, because that's something that a lot of people who are artistic and just like neurodivergent, I think struggle with, is knowing how they feel at that moment. Like for me, I understand that I'm feeling some big emotion, but I don't know what is the reason of, like, what's the smaller emotion, why exactly. So like if I'm feeling angry and I'm just angry, I can now look at my wheel and be like, okay, what is it? Do I feel rage? Do I feel exacerbated, irritable, envy, disgust? I very much usually feel irritable, which then it goes aggravated and annoyed. And then if you can choose like, oh, I feel annoyed, then you can be like, okay, then what is annoying me? And then you can look at your surroundings and be like, you know what? That sound is actually really annoying and I didn't realize it, and that's why I'm agitated. And then you can put on your headphones or like move to a different room or something, So that was one thing that I recommend for y'all. Yes, I am using pink on my nose right now. I usually don't contour anymore, but sometimes I feel like it. Oh, that's really dark. Whatever. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I want to feel a little tan today. I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I'll be right back. I literally could have just done that on camera. I don't know why I turned off the camera, but whatever. Because it was. So that's, yes, I did like it. You know that octopus that like was going viral for, that was just like a happy face and a sad face. I've been wanting to buy that. I've been like waiting it off until I get my tax refunds. I've been waiting it off, and just so my family can know. And my sister was just like, and my mom was like, and I was just like, it's necessary. Because you guys are telling me that I'm rude for like yelling at you or my tone not being nice because you asked me a question. But how about I get this octopus thing, this toy thing that shows that I don't want you to talk to me, so then you don't have to come over here and talk to me. Because, my sister is being nice. I understand my sister is being very nice, and she constantly is coming over to ask me things if I want stuff. Like, oh, are you hungry now? Should I cook now? Do you want food? Food is ready. And sometimes I'm not hungry. I don't care if you cook right now. I don't care that the food is ready. I don't want to eat. So if I have my little octopus thing or whatever, I can be like, don't talk to me. Don't ask me. So they could just walk over that which was still kind of annoying me, but at least they won't talk to me when I don't want to talk. I also was looking into getting some earplugs and then some new, like, some Bluetooth noise canceling headphones, but that is like for another thought process, because I don't have money for that. But maybe if I ask my mother later. I really don't like being in the place again where I have to ask my mom for things, but you know what, I don't have a source of income, so I kind of have to. Like for food and stuff like that, I'm used to it. I always ask my mom for things. I'm like, it's food, you know? But for other things, I'm just like, I can't. I have to just put it on my credit card, and then my mom's gonna be like, how much do you have on your card? And I'll be like, you're not gonna like it. And then she's gonna be like, Jesus, and give me money to pay off my card, and be like, stop using your card. And I'm gonna be like, okay, I'll stop. Oh, but that Stray Kids comeback is coming soon, so I'm gonna buy at least one album. Which is very accurate to what happened. I literally, because Stray Kids, oh my god, it's tonight, tomorrow. Ladies, can we talk about how this comeback is gonna be it? Every comeback has been it, but this one is also gonna be it. And this comeback, domination, literally. Can we just talk about that? Because literally, they all just are doing a fantastic job. They're all just doing so good. When I watched Ordinary, there, I have to say Ordinary to be able to say Ordinary, but when I watched the first thing and I saw all that acting, I was just like, my kings can act. Chan, he's getting better. Because, you know, there's like some people like Felix, when he's acting, I can like sense that he's immersed in a character. Hyunjin, when he's acting, I can sense he's immersed in a character. Chan, when he's acting, I can sense him. And I love that. So it's just Chan. I need to do my eyeliner, so I'm just gonna be over here, but I will still be talking. Maybe I'll move you a little. So see my mirror, my pan flag. This is a rainbow flag. Hi.
I'm gay.
Oh, why didn't anyone tell me I didn't blend this out before I do my eyeliner? Let me just. Wow, I really said dirt. So yeah, so I'm very excited about that. And a week and a half ago, I was just like, you know what? I don't have a Stray Kids album at all. You know, Stray Kids is one of my favorite groups, musically and emotionally. Sometimes, I fucked up my eyeliner. I still very much just like, I like hiding the fact that I like K-pop. Not because I'm embarrassed that I like K-pop. More so because K-pop is my special interest. So I very much like to info dump on K-pop. And that's what sometimes I get embarrassed about. Because people are just like, oh, you're a crazy fan. And I'm like, yeah, I am, but I'm not. Because my special interest is in the music, the choreography, the music video, and like their stats, like, oh, how tall are they, their birthdays, their zodiac signs, and stuff like that. But I'm not crazy in the sense of like, I don't care what they do in their everyday life. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, I wonder what they could be doing. But I feel like people do that like with every celebrity, where they're like, I wonder what Britney's doing right now. I wonder what the Queen Britney Spears is doing right now. And then you're just like, hopefully they're doing good. At least that's what I do. But as soon as like it's a comeback or something like that, I am very much excited because it's new choreography that I can study. It's new music that I can study. And now I'm really getting into samples. Like, oh, did they use any samples in here? Can I tell if they used any samples? And it's also like, I like watching their dance practices and stuff, because I'm just like, I'm gonna say it's the autism, but I don't know. I really much like how in sync they are, and so I love just watching them and then trying to see who's not. But a lot of the smaller details, that's what I focus on, and this is why K-pop is my special interest. Did I choose the K-pop life? No. But the K-pop life chose me and my autism. And you know what? Now that I like figured that out, because there was a good period of time where I was like, I don't have a special interest. I don't know what y'all talking about. Like, well, like I didn't know what y'all were talking about, but I meant like, I don't know why I don't have a special interest. What's going on here? Like, what? Maybe I just don't have one. You know, not everyone with autism has to have like an intense special interest. And then I really just started looking into myself, because I guess I was very much seen as like, when you have a special interest, you buy a lot of that stuff like for that special interest. Like if you like, I don't know why bats came into my mind. If your special interest is bats, you buy a lot of bat things, just like a lot of bat toys, bat teddies, bat diagrams, like anatomy and stuff like that. But I like K-pop, and I don't really like buying a lot of K-pop things. I also realized pink has become a special interest of mine. I have to have everything pink. Like, it's not even my favorite color, but that's also a lie, because I do like pink, because I like all the colors of the rainbow, and I have to like make sure I like all of the, not the point, but pink specifically isn't my favorite. I'm more of like a blue green color. That's like the color I really like. And or like I do like a peachy color, leaning more on like the orangey and yellow. But pink, I never really, like I was when I was a kid, but I never was like super attached to it. And I realized it's a special interest because I just have to have pink everything. If it's pink, I'm going to buy it. And peaches. If it's peaches, I have to buy it. If it's anything like cutesy anime related, I have to buy it. If it's Sailor Moon, I have to buy it. But like literally, I love Sailor Moon. I love Usagi. So if it's Sailor Moon, I have to buy it. I bought the shirt. This Sailor Moon shirt, just because it's Sailor Moon. I don't like the design. This up here, I don't really like that. The girls, of course I love them. This happened to me in my last Get Ready With Me. I'm running out of space, and my thing turned off. What I was saying was, I saw it, I bought it. Let me hurry this up. I'm almost done, really. Like, I need to fix up my eyeliner, do my eyelashes, my lips, and I'm done. Yes, and then I'll maybe do a K-pop rant next time because I have a lot to say, apparently. Before I forget, though, I did want to mention with K-pop that I did just start getting into girl group. Like, it wasn't like I wasn't into girl groups, but I really, as coming out as pan and really realizing that yes, I do find women attractive, then I was just like, maybe that's why I rejected them, because I was trying to stay straight. I was trying my bestest, and it just didn't work out, of course, luckily. But yeah, I always say just, and it's because my perception of time is off. Not just, it's been like 6 months. Yeah, it's been like 6 months that I started really getting into girl group, and it really started with Stacy. I didn't listen to ASAP for the longest time because I was just like, I would hear like little bits of it, like maybe like 10 seconds, and I was just like, I can't do that to myself. I really can't. So it wasn't until like literally the end of last year that I was just like, maybe I will just, let me just listen to it. And of course, I fell in love with the song, and I was pumping it every day. I still low-key pump it every day. But then I listened to their other stuff. Like, their debut was so good. I was just like, damn, what? And that caused me to want to look at other, like, girl groups. So then Purple Kiss. Then I found Purple Kiss. and I really liked Purple Kiss. It was like cute, and I love Edward. And he did a whole video with Purple Kiss, and I was just like, they are adorable. Yes, I would like to stare at you and study yours. When I find a group, I have to study them. I will study them. Like I said, again, I'm not the kind of fan that watches like a lot of their like variety show stuff, going to Weekly Idol. I only watch Weekly Idol if it's big groups of mine. Like if Stray Kids went on Weekly Idol again, I will watch it. I will probably watch like the boys if they go on Weekly Idol. TXT. Yes, they have. NCT on Weekly Idol is literally the hell. Super Junior also somehow on Weekly Idol makes me laugh so hard, being like Kicho and everything. Yes. And that's also why I know K-pop is a special interest. I don't know how many people around me who, very rarely there's people around me that like K-pop, but when I talk about them about K-pop, they are very much like, this next thing, this next person, this next group, this da-da-da. And I'm over here like, but like h.o.t was really good though. You know, like, let's go back to like, you know, first gen. Let's go back to second gen, freaking Super Junior. You know, like, let's do that. Let's go back to third gen. I mean, like, BTS was third gen. Freaking EXO is third gen. GOT7 was third gen. I'm just like, let's go. Let's do that, huh? And they're very much like, you know? I was told that not a lot of people do that. And I was very much shocked because I thought everyone did that. You know, you find a group and you watch their old stuff. When I found Super Junior back in 2015, when I was first listening to K-pop, I literally went back and looked at all their stuff before 2015, all the way until, I wouldn't say their debut. I don't think I went that far at that time because it was still a brand new baby special interest, you know? I was still very much like, trial, you know? Do I want to make this? Do I want to get obsessed with this? And I did. So after a while, I went back to their debut. Still to this day, Super Junior is one of my top groups. Their music from back in like, I would say, because a lot of people know Sorry Sorry. I would say around that, I guess, like in that time. Like Superman, Supergirl. Oh, there's this one song that is literally one of my favorite songs, and I don't know why I can't remember the name. It's probably because the name is in Korean and I can't remember the word for it. But it's like, it's you, but I think it's in Korean. Yeah, I think that's the name. You know what? I realized that I don't have time. Can we talk about Super Junior's freaking sorry, Super Junior Happy, that unit with cooking, like cooking. Oh, that's, y'all don't even know. Pajama Party, y'all don't even know. Okay, sorry, it was not that one. Oh, it is you. It's you. I was right. That is literally top tier. I made a whole video. I'm red. I'm in, because I'm literally ranting about first gen K-pop, and I didn't like it. I was very robotic. I realized I scripted it so much because I wanted to talk about every single K-pop group in the first gen, because I studied every single K-pop group in the first gen, and not really. I mostly talked about the groups that I liked of first gen, but it was just so robotic because I felt like I had to know every single detail, because I was like, I need to know every single detail or people are gonna think I don't really like them, that I'm just like, nah, like, you know, that I'm just like doing first gen whatevers for whatevers. But I really do like first gen K-pop groups, and I really do like how they were formed and stuff like that, back like with Sotaji and the boys, and like them really much making K-pop, separating them from the rest of music to start the first gen, and how then they created, you know, they after they split up, basically they were like, we're gonna create our own companies and pretty much do the same thing that we did. And then like JYP came about, and like SM came about and stuff like that. Once yeah, and then they started creating the second gen, and while also still first gen, like when SM jumped on the bow and was just like, you know what, let's create h.o.t. Yeah, I said something. Don't doubt yourself. You're right, but I have to make sure. It is SM. Yeah, SM was h.o.t. The group for H. Yeah, I know my shit. Okay. Yeah, so I am really much into that, and I wanted to create, maybe I will make a video of me just info dumping what I do know. Like, I guess I would want to touch up on this stuff. The last time I really dug deep into first gen stuff was like a few months ago, so I would want to like brush up on some things. But like freaking Turbo just came into my head, like Turbo with Black Cat. That's like, when I think of groups, I think of the song that I like for them. Like h.o.t. is Candy. I love the song Candy. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. When I think about like, who else is like Shitaji and the Boys. What's my favorite song? They have a lot of good songs. So, and I also can't think of a name specifically. Yeah, I'm gonna stop this, and I'm gonna like go finish some of this and end this. I'll be right back. I have returned. Oh my god. Sorry. When I turned off the camera, I went mute for at least like 20 to 30 minutes. And hearing my voice scared me a little. But I have returned. I didn't say I was gonna put on a wig, but I wanted to wear a wig because usually my outfits are like dark-ish, and I have my bright hair, my bright nails and stuff like that, and my bright makeup. But this time, my makeup is always going to be bright, really. But this time, I was just like, I have a bright outfit on. I showed you this shirt. I'll put a picture of my Instagram thing, or check me out on Instagram and you can see the outfit I wore. It's very vibey, like, very vibey. I put on my bracelets, all my rings, my little thing, my long skirt. I decided on the long skirt. It's going to be very much like, I don't know. I like to call my style a hot mess. I mentioned this before. My style is very much a hot mess of things that I like, just small snippets of things. And then I put it all in one outfit. And people are just like, that's a hot mess. Pick a style. And I'm like, but I like it. So it could be very much, I don't give a fuck grandma look. You know? So, yes. Check out my Instagram for that. But, yeah. So that's the end of this video. I do feel like I'm gonna start very much using this because I don't have anyone to info dump on my K-pop stuff. I feel like I'm gonna start using YouTube to info dump on my K-pop stuff, and like really that's all I talk about. So, and I usually info dump on my bestie, but they're busy now, you know, with school. And you know what? I'm proud of you, okay? Remember that. I'm always proud of you, bestie. You are doing an amazing job with school, and I want you to know that I love you and that you are doing a good job. So that's just a message to my bestie. So I feel like I'm gonna start using YouTube to start info dumping on my K-pop stuff, my K-pop thoughts. I just thought of like, I should make a video of what I personally think about idols dating, because y'all want my opinion. But I feel very cute right now actually with this wig on. This is one of my favorite wigs. It's all matted and shit because I bought it like almost a year ago, and it was like $15 on Romwe. So it's, I need to buy a new one, but whatever, I still look cute. So yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope good energy comes into your life, and thank you for watching. Bye bye, babies. Bye bye. I'm gonna just keep doing this until it cuts off. I want to see how awkward it gets. Bye. Bye. Who's